morning, Bob. By the way, you want to be extra cautious, whether you're taking a Waymo or, of course, driving yourself. You want to plan for some really strong winds. Powerful Santa Ana's, again, back around, and that will impact all our local freeways, not just the passes, especially when we're dealing with wind gusts. Watch out for those crosswinds of up to 60 plus to even 80 miles an hour. And with those strong winds, down trees and power lines and power outages is highly possible. And fire danger, we've got red flag conditions and high wind warnings that eventually will take effect this morning. So a windy day through tomorrow. The strongest winds later this evening through the overnight hours and into Wednesday morning. So keep that in mind. A long duration event here. Slight chance of showers, believe it or not. There's just enough precipitation associated with this system, and numbers eventually get into the 70s, but we relax on the winds not until at least Friday and through the weekend. Again, red flag conditions in place for some areas into even Thursday. Mountain snow, a winter weather advisory in place for Big Bear and Wrightwood till about 10 o'clock this morning, where we could see accumulation 2 to even 5 inches in the higher elevations. Winds also impacting some of our desert areas. So please be cautious out there, not in terms of just the winds that you have to be mindful of, but traveling along our local roads. And speaking of our local roadways, traffic, we got you covered there as well.
The big story this morning are those winds, and now a winter storm taking place in the mountains. Soumada, good morning.
A very bizarre weather pattern dealing with. Not only are we tracking winds and that windstorm on the way, we're also tracking precipitation at this hour ahead of those really strong winds. Looking behind me, if you can guess, maybe you wouldn't guess, this is Big Bear actively experiencing some heavy wet snow. Accumulation 2 to even 5 inches. A winter weather advisory currently in place. And a live look right now at Snow Summit. So please be extra cautious in and around the roadways up in the higher terrain area. And on the more localized level, on the lower elevations, winds right now mostly on the calm side. But as you can see here, taking a quick check of our futurecast, winds will progressively get stronger. One of the more powerful Santa Anas that we've experienced, especially across LA County, where wind conditions, speeds 60, or should I say gusts, 60 to even 80 plus miles an hour. You can see here much of Southern California just glowing with those contours, an indication of the strongest wind areas, and it's widespread. And here's a look at our satellite radar. Snow all the way from Wrightwood into Big Bear, rain from the high deserts, crossing through the Cajon Pass and out towards the IE. Fontana, Ontario, seeing some of those raindrops right now. So we've got red flag conditions later this morning and those really strong, powerful winds leading to a particularly dangerous situation when you combine critical fire weather and those damaging winds, highly impacting Southern California. More details. In the meantime, we got you covered traffic-wise as well. And speaking of those areas along the Cajon Pass and downwind, we do have in Devore a solo vehicle crash southbound side of the 15 at the 215. It is blocking a lane currently, and it is facing the wrong direction. We've got crews, emergency crews headed to the scene. And here's a live Caltrans camera. You can see the camera bouncing around, Bob. Already winds hitting areas along the 210 eastbound, westbound at Sierra Avenue. And these winds not impacting the roadways, but also airline travel. So make sure you check with your local airline carrier as well if you've got to catch a flight this morning or through the day. Back to you.
The 210, the 118,